Welcome back, everybody, to the Meeple Marathon. Today we're going to be looking at Flashpoint Fire Rescue. This is not a new game by any stretch of the means. I believe it came out in 2016 or so it's a few years old now, but it is an excellent game for its cooperative nature, its kind of speed and turns. It's not like a 10-minute game, but playing solo, you can certainly knock one out in like 15-20 minutes. But your turns go very quickly, and so it keeps everyone engaged in the action. It's sort of like a pandemic-style game where the fire is going to keep spreading. You're going to be randomly adding fire at the end of or smoke at the end of your turn, and it's going to turn into fire, and it's just going to keep spreading and get worse and worse and worse. And you have a specific set number of actions, normally just 4 actions that you can take to either move around the board, rescue survivors, which are these bluish question mark tokens here, or put out the fire or put out the smoke, knock down walls, things like that. So our objective is to rescue 7 survivors, which we'll put in this area here. Anybody we are not able to rescue will end up over here. So if we ever lose 4 people, we have lost the game. Also, if all of these black markers here, these black cubes, go out onto the board, they represent the fact that so much damage has been done to the house that it's basically collapsing in on itself. So if we lose the house or lose too many survivors, we will lose. As long as we can rescue 7 survivors, then we will win at that moment when we pull 7 people out of the house. A game that this is very, very similar to in a way that I have previewed on the channel before is Ghost Fighting Treasure Hunters. Essentially because it is similar to a pick up and deliver game where you are going in to pick up the survivors instead of the gems and deliver them outside of the house. But at the same time, you cannot let the fire just spread. So you have to decide, do I go in and fight the fires and use my action points there, or do I go in and pick up the survivors and get them out of the house? Whereas in Ghost Fighting Treasure Hunters, it's, do I just go straight for the jewels, or do I stop along the way to fight the ghosts before they become demons, and then too many demons and you lose the game. So if you enjoy Ghost Fighting Treasure Hunters with your family or your kids or just by yourself, you will definitely enjoy this game. Setup is very simple. This is set up for what they recommend the basic setup is in the game, but you can randomize the setup. They give you various ways to randomize the setup in the game, and there's also a backside to this board which features a different house. There are also several expansions for Flashpoint that gives you additional boards, second stories, things like that. So we are just going to play on standard mode, or what they call family mode in the game. This is the very basic set of rules. We're not playing with any character-specific cards or anything like that. So if you'd like to, guys would like to see a video with the advanced rules, please let me know and we can put one out covering those. But for now, here is the setup. All of these tokens here represent closed doors. So if, for example, here you don't see a token with a black border around it, this is an open door. I can enter into the house here, here, and there. All the rest of these will need to take an action point to flip them over. If at any point the fire damages them to the point that they're no longer usable, I will remove them completely. And this symbol with the 2 cubes is the same as putting 2 damage markers down. Now I don't have to actually put 2 damage markers down, which is good because that would get me closer to running out of damage markers and losing the game. If at any point in time, either fire or yourself as a fireman with your axe put 2 damage markers on a wall, it can be passed through similar to a door. So right now I could not go from this space to this space or put out this fire, but if there were 2 damage markers here, I could put out that fire or travel through that wall there. Like I said before, these question marks here represent points of interest as far as the game is concerned. They could be survivors, they could be survivors' pets, or they could be false alarms, duds. They could be blank on the other side. So that's why they start flipped over, because I may not know. I may go up there and find out that I have been chasing after a TV that was turned on or left on or something like that. I do find it funny that in the standard setup, 2 of the survivors are each sitting on the toilet, hiding on the toilet. Maybe that's where people like to go if their house is on fire. But okay, so we have set up a certain amount of fire tokens in the house. The house is already on fire. That's why we're called in. There will always be 3 points of interest in the house. If at any point we rescue one or one dies, we will replace them at the end of the turn to make sure there's always 3 out there. And as you'll see throughout the game, we will add a threat token, whether it's smoke or fire, to the board at the end of every turn as well. Not round, but turn. So red firefighter goes, add a token. Blue firefighter goes, add a threat token. Now that token may just be put down as smoke, or it may be put down as fire, or it may cause an explosion, which is going to lay down a lot of fire. And I will explain that more when the time actually comes. It'll be easier to explain it to you while I'm doing it. As far as on my turn, I get 4 action points total. I can use my action points to move. Every movement through the grid here of the house costs 1 movement. If at any point in time I am sharing a space with a point of interest, I can flip it over and see what it is. If it's a blank, I can simply remove it from the board. If it is a survivor, then I technically could leave it there. But if I choose to pick up a survivor and carry them out of the house, all of my movement then takes 2 action points. So normally I could go 1, 2, 3, 4 and get all the way to this survivor, but it's going to take me 2, 4 to get right here, and then 2, 4 to get out of the house. It's going to take me twice as long to get out of that house the same route that I went in. Also, as an action, you can put out fires. So for a single action point with a, if you are adjacent to a threat token, which means up, down, left, or right. So diagonal does not count as adjacent. You can flip over a fire to a smoke, or you can remove a smoke token from the board. So essentially for 2 action points, you can just remove a fire token from the board. Or you can say 1 to flip it, 1 to remove it. But it's saying the same thing. You can open a door for an action point. You can also close a door. Closing a door could keep an explosion from spreading. I don't tend to normally close doors behind me, but you can actually do that. You can open a door for an action point and close the door for an action point. What else? Like I said before, you can take 2 action points to put a single damage marker on a wall. So say you're stuck over here in the bathroom and you don't want to come back out. You can take 2 action points to put a damage marker there, 2 action points to put another one, and now at this point you could exit out of the building at this area. So it would take you a full turn essentially to damage a wall enough that it's open, but then the next turn you would have to use to move out of the building. That's pretty much it for right now. If for some reason you did want to, say you wanted to get right to this space and this door was open here, you would need to spend 2 action points to actually enter a fire space, and then a single action point to enter a regular space. So this would take you 3 points of movement. I don't know why. I mean, I guess if you were really racing for this person right here, but so if you wanted to walk into a space with fire in it, you need to spend 2 points of action to move. Let me just check my, move, open, extinguish, chop. Okay, yep. And so that's it. Like you can, as you can see, it's very straightforward. You either are moving or you're extinguishing the fire, essentially, or chopping down walls. And if you're moving with a victim, it's twice as hard. And that's pretty much it. So we are going to go ahead and get started. Again, I will say, let's say I'll start with my red player. My red player will take 4 actions. Then I'm going to roll these 2 dice. This will tell me where my threat token goes in based on, the columns are the black die and the rows, are the 6-sided red die. I'll put out my threat token. I'll explain how fire spreads. If at any point in time I don't use a full 4 actions, I can put this, I usually put it next to my character when I'm playing solo. That way I know whose token it is. This means I have an unspent action point that I'm carrying over from the last turn. So I could actually have 5 action points the next turn. Or I could just carry this with me, keep moving it with my person, and at some point use this as a bonus action point. You actually can carry up to 4 additional action points on your character card. So I don't know why you would ever take a turn where you literally do nothing. But I guess if you just only did 3 and 3 and 3 and 3 and just kept accumulating them. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Like I said, we will start with the red player. So I will go 1, 2, 3, 4. I will come in here. I'll flip this over. It is a survivor. So I'm going to say, all right, you're coming with me, but that's my 4 actions. So I need to roll out my dice here. And we've got 3, 5. So we can look down here, 3 and 5. There's nothing else around. So we just put on a smoke token. All right. So now it's the blue player's turn. Blue player, I think, is going to come in and try and mitigate some of this going on right here, and then eventually go after this person right here. So let's go in the door for 1. Let's extinguish this for 2, so that's 3, and then we'll move 1 more for 4. Again, we'll roll out the dice, and we've got 5, 6. So 5 and 6. Again, there's nothing else here. There is just smoke. Now, if this door had been open, and this would be a reason, I guess, why you might want to close the door. If this door would be open, you can't put smoke down next to fire, because that fire is going to instantly catch this smoke and turn it into fire. But since this door is closed, this stays as smoke. Okay, so back to the red player here. Let's do this. I'm going to move for 2. Then I'm going to put out the smoke for 1, and now I'm stuck. If I move again, I have to leave the victim behind. So I'm going to take this and gain an action point for the next or future turn. 8, 5. We are looking right here. And this person is now in some danger. So it is starting to smoke in this bathroom. And so we are definitely going to have to get to them as quickly as possible. All right. Blue player first. Let's see here. We can, let's flip you for 1, open you for 2, and then put you out for 3, 4. 4, 6. Smoke right here. So smoke can go next to each other all day long. I can fill this entire room up with smoke. But if at any point one of them starts to gain a spark, then it's going to cause this massive chain reaction. But like you can see so far, we are now on our 3rd round. My 5th turn, 3rd for the red player, and things are moving pretty quickly. So let's go ahead and 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll simply move closer to the door. Roll this out. 7, 1 is up here. And what do I want to do with this guy? Probably go in here and mitigate this. So there's 1, 2, 3, and then I'll just put myself in position 4. Let's roll over here. 5, 6. Now, we can see that 5 and 6 is already got smoke. So instead of putting a token here, we actually are going to flip this over, which is going to turn this into fire as well. Okay, so back to the red player. What I'm going to do is turn around, and before I move out of here, I'm going to spend 2 action points to get rid of that fire. Then I'm going to spend 2 action points to get this person out. So I've rescued them. I've made them, I technically have to get them anywhere outside of the house, and they get to go over here. So I'm 1 out of 7 away. And I guess we'll just stay right there. All right. 5 and 4, which is right here. And again, you can't put smoke down next to fire, so this one's going to instantly become fire. All right, luckily our blue player's right here, so he's just going to simply remove these 2 for his 2 or 4 action points. 1 and 2 is right there. Now, since I turned this to smoke, you know, it doesn't flip. It's when fire is introduced next to smoke, or you introduce smoke next to fire, that you start to flip them over. All right, so my new firefighter here is going to go 1, 2, let's say 3, 4, and then flip this open. I used up my token because I did 5 moves. Hopefully we don't roll in this area here. 7, 2. Okay. I saw the 7 and I was a little worried. Okay. Blue player now. What do we want to do with the blue player? I feel like well, I really don't like leaving fire sitting around. I'm okay with leaving smoke sitting around like up here. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. 6 and 4 is right here. So luckily I addressed that, or else that would have turned into 2 flames. All right, now we've got this guy. I'm going to say flip this to 1, 2, 3, 4. Because I'm trying to get here as quickly as possible. All right, 3, 3 is right where I'm at. So you can put a smoke down on top of a firefighter. If you were to put fire down on a firefighter, it would knock him out and he'd leave the building. So back to blue now. Blue can move out of here for 1. And technically he could extinguish this smoke if he's in the same space. But I'm trying to get to this guy and to this fire token. So I moved 1. Let's get rid of this for 2, 3, and I'm going to flip this for 4. All right, 3 and 2. There's already smoke here, so I'm going to flip that to fire, but luckily I'm right there to take care of it. All right, back to this guy. He's going to flip you for 1, open the door for 2, move in for 3, and extinguish for 4. That way that person's not safe. 2 and 5. Puts 1 right there. All right, up to this guy. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this for 1, 2, 3, move up for 4. 2 and 1 is right there. Now remember, I cannot extinguish from this space because I'm diagonal. I have to be adjacent. Okay, so let's come right here. 1, it's the kitty that was hiding on the toilet. We still need to rescue the kitty. So that was 1, 2, 3, and now I'm stuck. So I'm going to take an extra action point there. 7 and 4. Just going to put it right here. Okay. The blue player will move up here. 1. Might as well get rid of this for 2. Open the door for 3. Move in for 4. See how quickly this goes. 2 and 2. And you can just start rolling. And I feel like this really fits the theme too, because you certainly don't want to just sit around and twiddle your thumbs if a house is on fire. So there's a little bit of a sense of emergency to this game here. Oh, and you know what? I forgot to, when I rescued this guy way back when, to put in a new person. So 1, 6, a new dot's going to go right there. I apologize. That should have happened way back when I first rescued this first person. So, okay. He just went. Now it's his turn. So we're going to move with them. 1, 2. I can move through the smoke with a person, but it's risky. So I've spent 2, 3, 4, and I'm actually going to save 1 more. So now I can do that. All right. Right? Wait, no. 1, 2, 3. I don't get that. Yeah. It's because I didn't spend my 5th movement. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. All right. 8 and 3 is right here. Okay. Blue player is going to move into here next. That's a person, so that's 1 action. I guess we're going to go this way with them because that's the shortest route. So here's 2, 3, and we'll flip this open for 4. 5 and 1 is right here on top of us. Down here, we are going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, saving our action. 6 and 1. Okay. All right, so up here at blue, we're going to spend this for 1, 2, 3, and then we'll clear this one for 4. All right, 5 and 6. Woo, right where I just cleared. Okay, good. So back down here, I'm going to spend 1, 2, 3, and then I am going to use this for 4, 5. So I've spent that now. All right, 1 and 3 right there. Okay, so this guy's going to clear this for 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 and 3 is right here. Lots of smoke right here. Okay, back down here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now rescued the cat, and we need to roll for fire first. So 4 and 6 is right here. Now we roll for point of interest. 3 and 5. 3 and 5. Okay. In the family mode game, if you roll the same location as the smoke or fire token, you actually remove that smoke or fire token and put them down. In the advanced rules, you would kind of decide a different location for them, and there's rules for that. So, okay, back up to the blue player here. We are just going to exit the building, of course. That's 1, 2. And then I guess we'll run back in. 3, 4. Put ourselves right there. All right, we got to roll for fire first. 6 and 1 right next to us. And now we need to roll for point of interest. 8 and 4 right here. Okay, good. So I've got plenty in my area here. All right, so the red player, let's see, he's going to go in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Just clear all this out real quick. Roll 7 and 2. It's right here on top of me. Okay, so this guy's turn is going to be pretty easy. 1 and 2, 3, 4. 8 and 3. Unfortunately, that's going to go poof. It does not ignite this one because this one's not adjacent. But getting very close to this guy. All right, so red player is going to move 1, flip you over. It's a person. 2, 3, and now I'm stuck, so I'll get an extra action. 2 and 4 is right here. Okay. Up here, we need to spend 1 to open the door. We'll spend 2 more to go ahead and remove that. So that was 3 and 4 to enter. 2 and 1. Lots of smoke up here in the living room. All right, this guy's not going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Get the guy out of the house. We'll save that. So I'm 4 out of 7 away. And 4 and 3 right here where the dice are. Okay. All right, let's see. We're going to move here 1. Spend this 2. We can flip this. And here's our first dud. So they tell you to put it over there. I just, doesn't really matter. I like to throw it back in the box, though. That way you're not mistaking it for a rescued person. So we will still... Oh, and I forgot I need to add 2 more people. That's like the one thing I always forget to do in this game is to actually put out the stuff that is going to help me win the game. So that was 1 move, 2 here, 3, and I guess we'll just open this up for 4. Because I should have had someone else to, all right, 2, 2. So this one's going to turn to fire. This one's going to turn to fire. This one's going to turn to fire. Is that right? Because that would ignite this one and this one. Hold on. Let me double check on this here. I'm going to put these up here. I'm not going to flip that yet. Let me just double check, because that would ignite all of these in a chain reaction. So let me double check the rules and make sure I am teaching you correctly. Okay, I believe I'm doing this correctly. I believe I just flipped this over, because this is not an explosion. An explosion is when you would just keep continuing. So I think I may have misplayed that earlier in the video, which actually just made it harder on myself. But I believe for now that just right there is fire. So now we need to roll for 2 points of interest, 1 and 6, and 7 and 6. So down here. All right. So question is, do I send this guy in here and just try and finish this up? I think I do. Just let the house burn. All right. So we are back to the red player here. They're going to come in here for 1, 2, 3. Flip you over. Another lost one. 3, 4. Okay. So I'm going to need to do fire. 2 and 2. All right. So this is now an explosion. I cannot add fire. I cannot flip this over. Can't add fire to fire. So what it's going to do is it's going to create an explosion, and it's going to keep igniting until it meets a blank space, a wall, or a closed door. So it's going to go, and it does it up, down, left, and right. So up and down, it's going to go fire, and then a single damage. Down, it's going to go fire, fire, single point of damage. And then right and left, it's going to go, since it's encountering a blank space, it puts fire directly into that blank space. So that is an explosion. If for some reason it had encountered, say, a door, a closed door, it would have removed that door completely, and you can see the 2 damage dice underneath it. It would pass through an open door like nothing. When it hits a wall, it puts a single point of damage. If it hits a wall again, it'll put a second point of damage. If it's a wall with 2 damage on it, it'll just keep passing right through it. So say if we had done it here instead, we would have gone boom, and then actually started a fire outside. Then we would have gone through here, boom, boom, and ended here with a fire space, and still gone fire, damage, fire, fire, damage. So that's how an explosion works. An explosion is the ones with the chain reaction. It's pretty good that we've made it this far into the game without an explosion in the house. So now we need to roll for point of interest, and 2 and 6. Now I will admit, gotten pretty lucky with my rolls in this game, but that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. Sometimes they are spread out in every corner. Sometimes they end up all around you. Since I'm already here, I can go ahead and flip this over. And I know it's a blank one. So I believe I go ahead and roll this out again, because it's still the end of the turn. 4, 4. Okay, so there's somebody for that guy to rescue. Okay, so this guy is going to come in here. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Pretty easy. And 5 and 5 is right here. Okay, this guy then is going to go 1, 2. There's all my blanks. Okay, 3, 4. Let's just go ahead and open this up. 5. All right. 3 and 4 is right here. Okay. So the blue guy is going to come in here. We can investigate what this is. It's finally a person. All right. But we're going to take care of some of this first. So that was 1, 2, 3. And now I'm stuck. So we'll do that. 5 and 3 is smoke right there. Okay. This guy now is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see what this is. There's another person. Okay. And I forgot to roll out for my new person. So 6 and 5. We'll put them right there. Okay. All right, this guy's turn now. Did I roll for fire? No. I did not roll for fire. 5 and 6. Just gonna put it right here. Okay, this guy's turn. He's carrying someone, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and we'll use 5 to take this out. Roll for threat. 8 and 6 is right here. All right, this guy's then just gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 and 3. All right, this guy can go get out the building now. All right, I need to roll for threat first. And then new point of interest. 7 and 6, right where we just were. Okay. All right, this guy's gonna go ba-boom, ba-boom. Okay, yeah, he's carrying the third one. Oops. 2 and 4. I need to keep rolling over here. Okay, this could get ugly. 2 and 4 is another explosion. So, what's gonna happen here is that this wall's gonna get damaged. This wall's damaged. This wall's damaged. And now fire is there. Okay, so that room's like a complete loss, essentially. Okay. Blue, everybody's over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, roll for smoke. 4 and 5 is right here. Okay, this guy can come out for 2. We're 1 away. 3, 4. So I have to roll for smoke. 4 and 6, which is right where I am. And now roll for point of interest. 3 and 6, which is right behind me. Beautiful. I like it. I like it when the rolls go your way. All right. Okay. Blue team here. Let's just pick somebody. So I'm going to go 1. Let's see what it is. It's a blank. All right. So I'm going to put this. I can go through the door for 2, 3, 4. All right. A dog. And I need to roll for smoke. 7 and 6, where I just was. And roll for a point of interest here. You never know. 5 and 3. 5 and 3 is... that gets pushed out. Okay. All right, this guy now can go... let's see. 1, 2... move for 3. It is somebody. So that was 1, 2, 3. I can't do anything else. Yeah, there's 3 on the board. 1 and 3. This is going to cause another explosion. No, this is just going to flip this over. Somehow that one had not been triggered yet. Okay, I think we're good. All right, blue player's going to go 1. Yeah, let's just try and get everybody at 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 and 6 is going to be right where we are. Okay. All right, well, that's fine. I'll spend 1, 2, 3. At this point, I've won the game, but we're going to see if we can rescue everybody. So let's just give it a shot. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come back in here. All right. Let's just see if we can do it. 6 and 3 is right here. Okay. All right, you can go 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you're done. Oh, and I needed to roll for this last point of interest. 7 and 5 is right here. And I need to put this last token out at 4 and 1. Way up there. All right. Woo. Okay. All right, blue team. 1, 2, 3, 4. 6 and 2. 6 and 2. All right. that goes with you. You are coming out for 2. You rescued the dog. And then you're going to go... What's the best way to do this, you think? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 to get to that guy without going through this mess. Or I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah. Okay, so going through the building is the fastest way. Maybe I'll knock down a wall. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we'll go back into the building. All right, 1 and 5. Luckily, nope, not luckily. It's going to go down right here, but this is a damaged wall. There's a big hole in the wall, so this becomes fire. All right, let's see. Red player now is going to spend 1 action there. 2 to move in right here. Then 3, 4. Okay. Actually, 2 to move in right there. 3, 4, 5. We'll do that. Spend our token. Okay. All right, 5 and 1. We're turning this to fire. Okay. So this guy's going to come 1, 2, 3. And he doesn't have enough to start chopping yet. So he's going to do that. All right. 8 and 1. Watch, that's going to be a blank one. 8 and 1 is way up here. Okay, this guy's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. 7 and 2. Okay, now this guy's going to go essentially 1, 2, 3, 4 and damage this wall and spend his 5th to come in. All right, 7 and 4 is right here. This guy's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. He's so close. So close. 1 and 6 is down here. Again, this is not adjacent, so this one doesn't fire off. So this last guy's going to spend 1. Let's see what it is. Oh, no, it is a person. 2, 3, 4. All right. Roll for people here. 1 and 4. This is another explosion, right? Yeah. So explosion goes, it's going to go this way. It's going to go this way. It's going to go, and then this, left and down. Okay. So there we go. Definitely don't want to mess with that room. Okay. Who just went? Up there just went, I believe. All right, 1, 2 gets you out. And I really don't see the reason to go back in. But sure, why not? 3, 4, sure. Roll for fire. 2 and 2 is another explosion. So we've got lots of damage. You've got damage here. Got damage here. You've got a fire all the way down here. And a fire all the way up here. Okay, then this guy's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. That's as far as he can go. Again, I have already won at this point. I am just doing this to see if I can rescue everybody, which is kind of like a perfect game. You haven't lost anybody to the fire. All right, you can do 1, 2, 3. And then sure, we'll flip this over for 4. 2 and 4 again. So it just keeps coming. All right, so it's going to damage this one. I can't go any further that way, but we can go boom, boom, like that. All right. Then up here, let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. So close. So close. 5 and 3. All right, this guy can go 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we'll just do it that way. 1 and 6 actually puts that aflame. But then this guy can go 1, 2, gets the person out. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, puts that out. Clears the way. Okay, so that is it. We rescued all the people. We found all the blank points of interest. We rescued 10 people. The house is definitely going down. I guess, you know, you could try and get rid of all the fire at this point. That's never something I've tried to do, actually. But that would be interesting to see if you could then go back in and get rid of all the fire tokens before you used up all the damage tokens on the building. That would be an interesting little, extension of the game, because initially your attempt is really just to rescue 7 survivors. But anyways, that was a solo playthrough of Flashpoint Fire Rescue. Again, even playing solo, you could play with more than one character. You can probably play 3-handed if you could just keep up with who just went. They do give you, the game does come with colored cards that just, you put in front of you for the red or the blue. It's a blue card or a red card, so you know that you're the red player. I guess you could use those even though they're the same on the same picture on both sides. So I don't know how flipping them over, I guess you could tap them and rotate them to figure out who's gone in what order. But anyways, if you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more videos like this, please consider subscribing to the channel. And if you'd like to see a playthrough with the more advanced rules of Flashpoint, please leave a comment in the section below, and we'll see about doing one of those. Once again, thanks for watching. Have a great day.